Hello, everyone. Welcome to another interview of the Becoming Me series. Today, I'm talking with Nat. This series is all about talking to real everyday women who have had, who we all have, real and everyday emotions and struggles, but we've found a solution, and we know that we don't have to get stuck down by the mindset or the emotions, the struggle that can stop us from moving forward and enjoying the best life that we can have. So I'm having a chat with Nat today. Thanks, Nat, for joining me. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking me.
That's all right. So, Nat, tell us a bit about you. Where were you at? What was going on before you found Creatrix?
I think I did Creatrix back in 2015. I think it was May 2015. And before that, I had spent maybe a year or two completely burnt out. I had burnt myself out. I had a career in mental health, coaching, counselling. I specialised in helping people with child abuse and trauma and a whole lot of things. And I was working for health at the time, and I just completely burnt out. And I couldn't work at all. I couldn't even walk from my house to my letterbox. And I spent a year going, what have I done with myself? Because this is like the third time I burnt myself out. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? All of that kind of stuff. And I'm like you and most people. I'd done every course under the sun, every personal development course under the sun, read all the books, had all the pieces of paper, all of that. And I realized that I wasn't living my purpose. I wasn't showing up as me, the real me.
Yeah.
And I recognized that I was in pain because I wasn't allowing myself to do that. And I had this dream of wanting to help other women, but I was terrified of becoming a business person and putting myself out there, so to speak, on social media. Like, that was just huge for me at the time. And I remember what was going through my head was, who the F do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are to think that you have anything of value to offer anybody? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I knew that I was playing this really small little life, and it was painful. It was really painful. And the other thing that was painful for me was because I was a leader in many ways. You know, I led workshops, I led retreats, I had coaching clients, all of this stuff. But I felt like I was out of integrity because the messages and the advice I was giving other people about be confident and care for yourself, I didn't do any of that for myself. And I did not feel confident, whole, complete, at peace with myself. None of that. Just, I mean, I'd come a long way. Don't get me wrong. I'd come a really long way.
Yeah.
But there was a missing piece that I knew in my soul was missing. And literally, I was in that much pain one day, Maria. I remember it to this day. I just Googled women's empowerment, and the Institute of Women came up. And I saw something about Creatrix. I'm like, that's for me. That was on the Wednesday. I was in the course by the Monday.
Wow.
5 days later, I was there. I was like, this is what I need.
Yeah.
This is it for me. I just knew it.
Yeah. And I guess the next question is, why do you think that it was, what was the difference? Why was it the thing that was going to work where so many others didn't?
I feel probably for me, it was the fact that it was created by a woman for the way that women are wired. Yeah. That was the first thing, because I could clearly see that so much personal development was created by a man.
Yeah.
I could clearly see that. The second thing was when Maz talked about the intergenerational, ancestral depths of our pain, you know, and I could recognize that I had a very deep-seated fear of being judged.
Yeah.
And of seeking people's approval. Oh, is this going to be good enough? Are people going to like this? Blah, 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 blah. And I looked back, you know, to my mum and her mum and her mum, and it was like, people pleasers, you know, that we're all these
all
people
the way through.
And there was so much fear around standing up to authority and being in our power and all of this. And I just went, I can't do this one more day. Like, I cannot do this. I think I was 45 at the time. And I'm like, I have this purpose in me. I have this mission in me. I have this thing that I'm meant to be out there doing. And I'm just still sitting here worrying about what people think of me. Like, what the? It was crazy. But it felt so real.
Yeah.
inside.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? It's like it's your truth.
It's,
And that's what I think one of the biggest things that women and those that are trying, just forget about it. It doesn't work. It's so deep that it's this knowing, and we have to shift that.
yeah.
Every single woman is different in how that's going to happen and what she needs to learn to do that. One woman can go to a course and maybe, yes, it'll happen, and then one will sit next to her. It doesn't.
No. And I still believe that there is a cycle that many women in personal development can get on. They're in their minds talking themselves into being positive and stuff, and they might get shifts in the short term, but eventually they'll just cycle back around again.
Yeah. And then
cycle around again and around again and around.
The worst part with that is, and this is what it did for me, was it made me feel like there was something wrong with me, because everyone else went to that course and they're probably, got their learnings and they're successful now. That's what was in my head, that everybody else got what they needed to from that course and it just didn't work for me. So there's something wrong with me. But I think it's something with all the women because it's not working for women. It's not working with us.
Exactly. So I think I just went in there. I was in enough pain. I was prepared to do whatever it took.
Yep.
And I was just like surrendered. I was very surrendered at the time. And I was just like, I don't care. Can somebody just take this pain away? Yeah. What's in my head? What's in my heart? What's in my body? Like, I don't care. Just tell me what to do.
I know.
That's where I was.
Yeah, exactly the same when I did mine. I was like, when I had a hip replacement, I was just like, oh my God, I am so ready for this. Just do it. I don't care if I die on the table. I'm just going to get this pain. And the emotional pain was just as affecting me just as physically as the physical pain had. So tell me, what did you notice, or what was the feelings that you got while you were there having that Creatrix breakthrough?
It's so difficult to describe. It was the feeling that the only way I can say it is what people say to me now when I know that they've had a Creatrix breakthrough, is it felt like I came home to myself. All the noise went away, all the second guessing myself went away. There was just this sense of feeling whole and complete and peaceful. It's like, I've got this. Really? There's not really that much going on in the world that I should be stressing about here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was just like a lightening and a relief and an awakening. Like, I personally believe that doing Creatrix is the closest thing to a spiritual awakening that any woman can do, without going and praying on a mountaintop, or going to a silent retreat or anything like that. It's like, this is deep. This is really deep. And as we were doing it, I could feel all this stuff going on inside. It's like, whoa, things are shifting and changing. And then at the end, it was like, I remember the very first issue that I had cleared, which was needing other people's approval. And I was asked, where did I feel that in my body?
Yeah.
And for me, it felt like, I described it as a big fat sausage going around the top of my stomach. And it was encasing me here around my solar plexus, this big heavy weight.
Yeah.
And I could really feel that. And then at the end, when I came out of the Creatrix, I was asked, well, tell us how you feel about that problem now. And I went, what was the problem?
Yeah.
What? What was the problem? And I could not feel that bloody sausage in my belly, and I never ever have since.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mind might go, you know what? I probably should be worried about what people think of me. but I'm not. It's not really there. I could make up a whole story about it if I really want to.
Yeah.
But it's actually not really there anymore.
And the best part is you don't have to go to a mountaintop and, sit in silence. But you're getting exactly the same learning that you would from that experience, because it's going within, isn't it? Like all that you learned was from inside of you. There was nobody else giving you advice or telling you what to do. It all come from within.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
that's the most profound, I think that's the most profound thing about Creatrix, that there is no expert person saying, have you thought about doing this, and have you thought about doing that, and have you looked at it this way, and how about you change your thoughts about it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, what? And you can go off for a while and you can try to be more positive and try to have a different perspective. But you just do Creatrix, everything just reset. It's like, automatic.
And when people are telling you that's a conscious way where you have to be always working. And that's why so many people say that it has to be hard. You have to work hard for change, where it's not really true if you do it the female way.
That's right.
This way.
Exactly. Totally. It's not really. The hardest part is deciding that you're worth it. That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
The hardest part is just deciding you're worth it and you're prepared to do whatever it takes to create happiness for yourself for the rest of your life, because you're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a real struggle, I think, for women, because that is one of the biggest things that most of us have, is a feeling of unworthy or not good enough, or I don't deserve to have or to spend or whatever. So, how would you get a woman to change her mind on that, to step into this, to step into herself, to know that she's worthy?
For me, I do believe that timing is everything. I really do believe that timing is everything. But I think when somebody really sits down and thinks seriously about what is this costing me to continue to believe that I'm not worthy, even though I can't imagine yet that I would feel worthy, what is it actually costing me physically, emotionally, mentally, relationships, everything, by choosing to believe this is the only way to be? And that's the cost is high.
It is, and it's not just affecting
really high.
It affects. It doesn't just affect you. It affects the people around you. If you've got kids and you're not worthy, how do you teach them to be worthy, to know that they're worthy? Because they're watching, they're learning, they're seeing your energy and your tone and your body language and everything else. Even if you're trying to make them the best version of themselves, they're looking at you for that example.
Absolutely. And that's why I think the most beautiful part about Creatrix for me is that I love to work with women who really value that integrity, value that what I'm saying to people is actually how I really feel.
Yeah.
When I say to my kids, love yourself, respect yourself, know that you're worthy, I actually feel that way myself.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking the talk. I'm actually truly embodying and walking the talk. That's really, really important. So I feel like the decision to do this comes when women are really aware of what they value the most. And it usually is their families, their kids, their relationship, their health. It's something that they're finally at the point where they're no longer willing to keep putting up with shit, to keep having crap in their life. It's like they're done.
Yeah. What do you think life would have been like if you hadn't made that decision back in that moment?
That is oh my God. Honest to God, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine, honestly. I think I'd just have kept circling around, and around and go, oh, I'll go and do this course. If I just do this course, then I'm going to feel a bit better. And I never would have got my business off the ground. I can tell you that right now.
Yep.
I would probably be sitting in some shitty job, going through the motions every day, going, is this as good as it gets? Depressed, cranky, taking it out of my husband. I mean, it's just, it does not even bear me thinking about. Honestly, it's scary. It really is scary.
Isn't it? I guess I'm just trying to show or get some for the women who are going to watch this to see what they will gain and what they can leave behind, how much that makes a difference. You're 5 years on from your breakthrough. I'm 9 from my original. This is something that lasts, you know, and once you have that,
absolutely
changes.
That's the most powerful part about it. Once you get those learnings, they're there. It's like you can't talk yourself out of them anymore. You know, you might have a bad day, but then your mind goes, you know better than this, and you move on.
Yeah.
It's like so short, and I don't know, it's just about it's like, for me, it's about rewriting the story of your life, going, okay, well, that shit happened.
Yeah.
Great. But now what do I want to do? Now what do I want my life to be about? Now what am I going to give myself permission to experience? It's hard to do that when you've got the old story wanting to just take over all the time. Go, don't be stupid. You're not worth that. You can't have that. Nobody in our family's ever had that. You can't have that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody in my family has ever been a business person, let alone been visible online. My family have no idea what I'm doing or why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like beyond their comprehension about what this feels like to be putting yourself out there on the internet.
Yes.
But it's like, I knew in my heart that's what I was born to do, and it was up to me to remove all the barriers to do that. And I just thank God every day that bloody has created Creatrix. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and
because I'd be one frustrated little person.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I know I was searching and searching and searching. And I guess, like they say, you know, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And Maz appeared right at the exact moment. I'm like, I would have loved for it to happen earlier, but I don't think it was created earlier. But whether I would have been ready, whether I would have committed to myself,
well,
that.
Totally. People have to be ready for it, you know. And I love the clients who come to me now and they go, I've been following you for 4 years, Nat, and I had no idea what you're talking about, but now I'm ready.
Yeah.
I still don't know what Creatrix is all about or how it's going to work, but I'm ready because I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Because for 4 years I've listened to you talk and I'm in the same position I'm still in the same position I was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I need to do something different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a woman, actually, she's 25, and I can remember I did some coaching with her because she wasn't ready for Creatrix, and that would have been about 3 or 4 years ago. And she rang me out of the blue, Maria, I'm ready. I don't want to hold this anymore. I know I'm meant to do more. She's 25. She's going to have 50, 60 years free of this stuff that she's got now. Good for her for putting, you know, herself first, knowing that she wants.
Oh my gosh, that's so inspiring.
Yeah, I can't wait to see her on the other side and then get her story out there, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What would you say to somebody who's watching and they're thinking and they resonate with what we're saying, and they're almost there, they're almost ready, you know, what would you say about your experience that could help them make a decision?
I think at some point you just have, for me, it was a journey of faith, honestly. It was like, well, I've tried everything else, you know, I've tried to work this out and I haven't succeeded. So obviously there's something I don't know.
Yeah.
Something that I don't have the answers to, and I have to trust and take a leap of faith and let go of my own trying to control my own outcomes and fix myself and all of those things. It's like, Nat, you've done enough and it hasn't got you to where you need to go. It's time to reach out to somebody else who's already on the other side. Yeah. They had to go through that process as well of just letting go of control and going, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. You know, like let it go, because they're already on the other side, and trust they know how to get you there. You don't know because you're all caught up in your story still.
Yeah.
It's all clouding your mind and everything. You know, just let somebody help you. That's all I can say. Just allow somebody to help you. And in a very short space of time, you'll be like, that was the best thing I ever did for myself.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things people don't believe, is that because they've worked so hard, you know, the results could come so quick.
Yeah.
And they do. And it's painless. You know, you're not reliving or retelling, you know, past stories.
No. You got to have an open mind, and you got to go unprepared to do something different than what I've been doing. Yeah. Bashing my head against a brick wall over and over. And I've got to be prepared to open my mind and go, okay, other people have gone through this. Thousands and thousands of women with what? I don't know. Excellent results. Excellent, way above anything else that's out there on the market. Why not me? Why not me? There's no reason why.
And it's got to give some kind of credibility. And we've been on, you know, Creatrix has been on a movie now and all of this, but there's thousands of women and they've been through this female-specific tool that has given them results that they haven't got anywhere else. And after, like you said, banging your head against a brick wall and trying so many other things that nothing even come close, there has to be something to this female-specific stuff, doesn't there?
That's right. Absolutely.
We're different.
We're different. Absolutely. And the more I think about that now, you know, like nearly 5 years down the track, it's like, this is such gold. You know, this is so powerful. Women are powerful.
Yeah. And that's
way beyond what I think any of us have given ourselves any credit for. It's like, man, we can grow a baby. We can do anything.
And that's unconsciously, you know, we don't have to sit and think about it.
No,
that's a program the brain has that the male brain doesn't have.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And so I think if someone's sitting on the fence, just stop thinking about it and just do it. You've got absolutely nothing to lose.
Nothing. All your shit.
Exactly. You've got nothing to lose. So, yeah, just do it. And 4 or 5 weeks down the track, you'll be like, who was that woman back then? I don't know. What was I thinking holding on to all of that stuff for so long?
And it's like looking at a photograph that you sort of recognize the person, but you can't feel that. It's just so different.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Nat, for getting on here and having a chat with me. I really, really enjoyed it, and seeing your transformation and how you worked your way through. And the last 5 years have been awesome. You've been helping other women as well get rid of their shit. So I really appreciate you coming, and hopefully there'll be lots of women see this and reach out to set their heart free as well.
I hope so. Thanks so much, Maria, for spreading the message.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.